Let's now take a look at the first fingering of the E minor pentatonic scale. So what we'll be doing is we'll be starting with our first finger at the 12th fret, and then we'll play the 15th fret with our little finger, and then we move to the next string and use the first finger and the third finger at the 14th, and then move to the next string and play the 12th fret with our first, 14th fret with our third, move to the next string and play the 12th fret with our first and the 14th fret with our third, and then we'll go to the 12th fret with our first finger on the B string, and then our little finger at the 15th fret, and move to the thin E string with our first finger at the 12th fret, and then our little finger at the 15th fret. So when you're playing the scale straight up and down, it's going to look like this. Now, the really important thing to realise is that when you play scales, there's usually multiple ways of fingering it. So, as an example, with this scale pattern here, what's really common is when you get to the G string, you'll play it as normal, so first and third finger. But then when you get to the B string, you'll use your first finger and then your third finger at the 15th fret. And then on the thin E string, first finger, and then third finger at the 15th fret. So it's quite common to use the third finger on those two strings there. Now the reason why it's common is it makes it easier to do. It makes it heaps easier to do string bends. So what I recommend doing is actually learning the scale pattern using both ways of fingering it. So we'll play it through first and fourth, and then first and third when we get to those thinner strings. Now what I recommend doing with any scale you learn is learn where the root notes are. So the root notes are basically the first note of the scale. So in the case of E minor pentatonic, the root note is the E note. So in this scale pattern, we've got the E note at the 12th fret on the thicker string, the 14th fret on the D string, and the 12th fret on the thin E string. So when you're learning the scale pattern, what I recommend doing is playing through the scale from bottom to top and back down again, and then playing through the root notes. So I'll just demonstrate that. I'll do that once more.